I want you guys to know how this rally came together. I'll say a word about how this effort came together, because I think it really says a lot about who Michael Bennett is and why we're standing for him. Because last year on October 19th, a bunch of educators, many of whom are here, began a movement called Black Lives Matter at school. Right? It started at John Muir Elementary School, but it spread to every school across the city, and we put forward a resolution asking teachers to wear Black Lives Matter shirts into the classroom. And we thought, well, maybe a couple dozen teachers would wear these shirts. There they are right there. Give it up. Oh, an original with the John Muir. That's beautiful. You see this movement? There's one too. Right on, my man. Oh, right on. An alumni of John Muir? Oh, that's pride. That's pride. Okay, one sec. And that's where Marco goes, my son Miles' friend. And so we thought maybe a couple dozen teachers would wear these shirts. 3,000 teachers later, we had a mass movement in the Seattle schools, and we had helped change the narrative. You know, my good friend John Greenberg over here was actually kicked out of his school for teaching anti-racist curriculum, right? He was pushed out for doing that, and we wanted to show that school has to be a place where we can discuss the most important issues to our students' lives. School has to be a place where we talk about injustice, where we talk about racism, and we talk about how to build movements to end those problems. And so we took that into the classrooms, and Michael Bennett was right there with us, because that evening when we held a mass rally at Washington Hall with Nikita Oliver emceeing the event, Michael Bennett took the stage to say, my platform isn't just about me getting another contract, another endorsement, right? He said that night, he said, I'll be a football player for a couple years more, but I'll be a black man the rest of my life. I'll be a black person the rest of my life. I'll be a world citizen the rest of my life, and I stand with your communities. And having his support that day has launched, I think, a new phase for our movements for justice, because we've seen Michael do something that I haven't seen any other pro athlete do with such conviction. He doesn't just tweet out statements in support of our movement or sit symbolically during the anthem. He is with our movements every step of the way. When Charlena Lyles was gunned down by these unjust, unaccountable police, Michael Bennett reached out to their family and actually helped to organize, right? Got his hands dirty in organizing the rally, and actually got the shirts made that said, I am Charlena Lyles, right? He joins the effort that I'm doing with the Black Education Matters Award, where we honor black students fighting against injustice and racism in the Seattle public schools. And he gave an award, a $1,000 award to a student this year in the name of his mother, who's a teacher, because this student was organizing for food justice in our communities here in Seattle. That's the work that Michael Bennett has been doing for a long time in Seattle, and that's why we're here to stand with him today. And we're really at the beginning of what's possible when you bring together the power of teachers and educators and students with pro athletes, right? Together with working people of all backgrounds and ethnicities and genders and sexualities. When you bring together the Black Lives Matter movement with a working movement, with a movement for social justice and educational justice, then you truly have the numbers that it will take to confront billionaires who are protecting unaccountable police and build a brand new society. And that's really why we're out here. And I think when we can break into the 12s, you know that there is a lot of promise for this movement. So thanks everyone for coming out.